final week of the USL Academy 2024 regular season. First place Kickers U20 preparing to host second place NCFC. Already played each other once down in Raleigh, coming in for the second leg of that matchup. You know, how's training been this week? What's the mood of the guys going into this last match?
I mean, they're stoked. You know, they know what this last game means, and they know how big it is. And you know, obviously they want to play at City Stadium, but they're super pumped about it. Good win there, so that got them even more hyped for it. And then just building into the week, it's they're excited. You know, that's the best way to put it. And training's been great today. A lot of energy. You know, they all want to play, and it's going to be tough to decide who's going to be in that match for that game because they all want to be.
And one of the exciting parts of when the Academy team was first announced back in last November was the idea that pro teams going up against other pro team academies, or pro academies going up against other pro academies. You know, going up against a USL Championship Academy, you know, getting that first win, you know, how did that match go? What are some things that you're looking to tweak from that match going into the season finale?
I mean, obviously it went well scoreboard-wise. We scored 3. They got 1 that I feel we shouldn't have gave to them, but they got 1. It was a good match. It was a good test. The best team, no question, that we've played so far, in my opinion. They had some good moments. It was one of those games where, you know, if they put away a certain chance, maybe it turns the tide. I think we capitalized on some good chances. So, you know, they're going to come fired up. They want revenge, you know, and they want to make playoffs, and they know what this last game means to them as much as we know what it means to us. So, I mean, first game went well, and it's just really building off of, okay, can we sharpen up? Obviously, keep putting the ball in the back of the net, try to avoid some silly mistakes, because it's one of those games, almost like the pro game, where if you make one mistake, it could lead to a goal.
And we're seeing maybe not necessarily the challenges, but maybe some of the nuances of kind of the academy setup, especially as school's getting ready to start. But we're seeing not only has the academy team gotten to blend more with the first team, but now we're seeing a little bit more blending with the U18 level, the U19 level, as you guys have had some blended trainings in the last couple of weeks. What are some of the advantages that you're seeing of even some of the other younger kids who maybe weren't in the original pool getting to be in that environment as well and seeing, you know, how everything's blending?
Well, I mean, you know, for one, it's just going back to the big picture things. Richmond United is our partner, and, you know, there's a large core, obviously, that are them, and, you know, Garnett, Beckett Howell, Landon Johnson, Nick, all those guys are RU guys, and so, you know, it starts with them. And so now it's nice to go through this one cycle and get these guys that, you know, aren't directly involved, at least this summer, involved in a way to paint the big picture, because, you know, when the next season comes along and, you know, guys leave for college and all that stuff, like, we need to fill those slots. And, you know, there's people that want to be a part of this outside of our club, but it's nice to now tie it into the other piece of, all right, hey, it started with you guys. This is the start of the pathway going up to the first team, and this is what it is, and this is what it looks like to everybody. So it's nice to get those guys involved and let them know, like, you're part of this, even though you haven't been directly part of it, the start of it. The big picture, grand scheme of things, you're a part of this. And so now it's going to be nice to get one cycle under our belts and then go from there.
And speaking of pathway and speaking of blending, in the most recent Kickers Pro match, we saw James Snedden start and goal, put in a player of the match performance against Spokane in a 3-2 victory, making 3 really crucial saves in that match, especially 2 in stoppage time. How have you seen him grow in this environment and that opportunity then to put it on display with the first team? How was that experience from your eyes and for him?
I mean, it's been a great experience. He's gotten to play games here and get game minutes and practice things that he does in the first team environment and put it in play with us more, you know, to tie things in. And, you know, it was well earned in my opinion. He's fought and clawed his way, and, like, yeah, he did a lot of training with us last year too, which is great, and that's where you want to start. But you see all that paying off now, you know, and that's what this is all about. Is when we need to call on a guy, they step up, you know, and I think these games have been a big piece of it as well. You know, went to Tampa, played some games, and he's been an integral part of our team this season through the league play and all that, and he's done a fantastic job. So, you know, stoked for him that he, you know, got to do what he did, but he's also put in the work, and this is what you want with the pathway, right? Plug a guy in, and, you know, they pick up, you know, where the pros left off, or, you know, not a bad way of saying that, but they pick up where they need to pick up, and they keep the level high, and that's what they do.
And lastly, you know, finish it. We talked about all season the importance of the academy team having the opportunity to play at City Stadium, be in that environment, be in you know, that professional stadium experience as opposed to just, you know, playing on like a, you know, a series of fields. The opportunity to close out the season at City Stadium with fans, a result guarantees, you know, a ticket punch to the playoffs. How crucial is it for fans to come out and support the match and you know, cheer on the young guys?
I mean, I hope it means, you know, if the fans who care about the first team, I hope it means just as much as it does when they go to the first team games, because, you know, these will be the future players, hopefully, that they'll be watching in Kickers jerseys down the road. Like, that's what you want. And so, you know, it would mean a whole lot to this community to have all the support we could get playing another pro academy team, you know, knowing that there's playoffs on the line, and, you know, what it means in the big picture thing, especially this being our first year with it all. You know, it would obviously mean the world to us, but I think as a community standpoint, it would be great. And then it's also giving these kids something that they haven't experienced before, and what an forgettable moment that they're going to have and never forget about for the rest of their lives too.